Hi. Hi everyone. This is Salman from Team Psychiatrai. Along with me is Akib. The rest of the team has slept because it's like 6 a.m. Um, anyway, this is our submission deck. Our goal was to build a conversational mental health measurement or assessment bot. Basically, build a conversational interface for mental health measurement. The problem is that like current measurement schemes such as standard questionnaires like PHU-9, they capture only a set of limited factors where while very useful, they do not capture the broad human experience of mental health. Uh, or to cater to that, we built a chatbot using Gemini that would ask free-form questions to the user. It would analyze their response and provide a list of likely conditions, along with some other stuff that we will discuss later. The users can respond in text, audio, or video, although at the moment, only text processing is implemented. And this has significant potential because LLMs can gather much more signals such as tone, emotion, subtle movements, etc., from text, voice, and video like multimodal inputs, or even if it's like a single video modality, it can really gather a lot from that, rather than as compared to standard questionnaires. This broader context can help in patient triaging, initial screening, better matching with specific practitioners, and also potentially treatment personalization. We use the Gemini API that and used it to propose questions to ask the user, analyze the user response to those questions, give a list of likely conditions, uh, estimate user scores, select an appropriate, questionnaire for that condition from a list of questionnaires that we had already provided it, and generate an estimate for user scores for all of the items on the specific questionnaire. For front end, we use Next.js, backend Fast API, and for AI, we use Gemini. Um, we split up our team had a decent mix of backend, front end, AI, and clinical psychology expertise. So we split up the work accordingly. For the sake of time, I'll skip this. Um, we we had some challenges like in prompt engineering. We and bulk of our time was spent on prompt optimization. We couldn't handle audio and video processing due to time. We also uh, the model sometimes gives reasonable output for common conditions, but not so much for complex ones. So we decided to focus on the more common ones, simpler ones. Um, the model sometimes repeats the questions it has already asked, but we weren't able to handle it. And so we ask the model to generate a specific set of fields, but sometimes it misses up on those. But it's also not something that we are able to currently handle due to time limitations. The project incorporates input from team members with lived experience, and we take input we allow user to input their response to the specific like question in different modalities like text, video, audio, and I think like they can respond based on uh, their comfort level, response in like a particular mode based on their comfort level. Uh, but I think we can do much better on like embedding lived experience there in throughout the development process, be it like UI, UX design, data storage and privacy considerations and expectations, and handling AI, AI handling patient data and very sensitive patient data as well. I'll skip this because we'll see this in the demo. Uh, for this, we have uh, um, so this is what our system looks like. You can interact with the system in any three modes, but our text is one fully working right now. You the first question is always, "Hey, how are you feeling today?" And the user responds to that, and the model then asks a series of questions based on the responses. We also have a button for show analysis, which can show the analysis of like why the model made the particular response and what understanding it has of the user's context. It also gives a diagnosis, well, not exactly a diagnosis, that's not the right term. It gives a set of likely conditions that the user might be experiencing and gives a selected questionnaire that the user is then prompted to answer, for example, GAD-7, like in the case of anxiety. Although this part is not integrated into the main program. We also have audio input, video output, but their processing is not done at the backend. Uh, so coming back to the presentation. Okay, so just go to the slideshow. Actually, one more thing to show in this, we also, yeah, like I mentioned, we asked the model to predict the different questions, all the items, like scores for all the items on a selected questionnaire, and these are predicted by the model. If the user fills them out as well, then we can match and measure concordance between the two. Regarding impact at relevance, I think this can be integrated into any mental health platform, and this can replace and enhance the standard screening process for that is might be based on standard questionnaires. And this process can actually provide a much broader picture of the patient profile, which can ultimately improve treatment outcomes. It can also reduce the operational burden on mental health practitioners. There are definitely risks and ethical challenges involved with especially generative AI. Where the model can suffer from hallucinations. They are difficult to explain and interpret. Their predictions are difficult to that. There are data security challenges with any such system, and there are concerns about LLM jailbreaks as well. But I think some of these can be mitigated by better data security practices, model safeguards at model level, software levels, better prompt engineering, model fine-tuning, chain of thought reasoning, etc. We weren't able to get quantitative results, but we tested the system with ourselves, and we also used ChatGPT as a patient to simulate conversations about different conditions. For simpler conditions, the model performed pretty well. For complex conditions, it was a bit of a miss, and it's something that we can improve. But it for if we gave the model like just positive responses, it was or gibberish responses, it was able to predict like a no condition. The technology is pretty easy to scale. I think the challenges are mainly with prompt and AI and ethical challenges that comes with building such a system. For our next steps, we want to integrate audio and video processing. We want to further improve our prompts. We want to modularize them and use specific prompts for specific fields. We so that like we do not have the missing fields issue. We also want to test the system with actual users and measure concordance. So we integrate the post chat questionnaires and are able to compare those to the model predictions. I think like we would be able to get a measure of validity, reliability, and concordance with for our system. So this is all. Thank you so much.